Hey everyone, just bringing you a quick update on daily close. First recording with a new microphone too, so let me know if this sounds better. The old one was pretty crappy, so hopefully this one's better. Um, so as far as liquidity goes, they're still really just building liquidity. Um, Nothing's really changed all that much. It's still showing up in the same areas that it was before, sort of 105 down the bottom there, all the way up to sort of 117, and then a bit of a gap. Um, we did initially pump up just after close, but we didn't actually hit the resistance quite yet. So they might just be planning on building the liquidity up a little bit more before the real move plays out. Maybe one of the later market sessions, New York or London or something like that. So keep an eye on that one. As far as the close for strength, it did pull back quite a bit, so it's now sort of trapped a little bit on the trend. That's not going to help it really take off. As far as dominance go, we got the close we wanted below the trend. That's the most important thing, below both trends actually. So that's good. Now the hold level can still try to break the trend, but we're down there, and that's where we want it to be. And for our totals, we've still got good room to play. So total is just in the middle. Yeah, it could pull back a little bit to the support that's down here at 347, but it's still got lots of room to go up to 356 as well. So it's just kind of floating in the middle. Bitcoin, we got the accumulation close, and it introduces a new trend, which is now there. We sort of open just on the trend, so it's a bit of a 50-50 type play there. So, and I think looking at the other time frames, and because we closed below things like the daily break level, I think you'll see that little bit more downside before you really see any sustained upside. And our trend is now moved, so it shifted from here down to there. So coming down and retesting the 109 area or lower would be perfectly fine. And we've got the trend support sitting down there now. So if we do come down to that, then that's going to try and bounce back up to the trend above, which at the moment would also mean probably hitting the hold level there at 114. I thought we were going to go up and hit. I thought we were going to hit about 112, but I think we got within about $200 of it and then started to move down, so might have been slightly off on that level. And what else went on? Our bigger time frame closes. So nothing's really changed on this other than we've shifted our trend again. So our trend is now there. So 110, 109 area for a retest again makes sense. It might dive this down and go after that front side hold, but it's good when you shift your trend to underneath. It's way better than sort of just hugging the trend and never actually shifting it. So it's quite good. And we opened above the range trend. So that's also, so this one here on the 14-day, once it's built the liquidity to do so, this can push up to 117,899. So it's a longer time frame than the others. So I guess what you take from that is that if you've got short time frame going down, they'll grab the liquidity, and that will be the wick of the higher time frame going down below the trend and coming back up. So yeah, we should see a bounce. Might just take a little bit of time to play out. And don't think we shifted. We did shift trend actually on that one. So yeah, we went to there. So so it's kind of opened on that. What else? Not much changed there. Nothing really changed there, but we did reject off the backside of that trend. So that might be why we didn't quite make it up to the 112,459. So the resistance is still there at 112,459. And if we were to, maybe after we induce a bit of liquidity, we might push through to that, then come back down. So yeah, maybe London or New York. And nothing much has moved there. We've still got the rejection up at the top. We opened on the wrong side of the support trend. We sort of figured that would happen at this time frame. So that's another area of confluence for rejection if we sort of head up into that 118 area. And we opened underneath there. So most of this stuff sort of starts about 115 and goes up to sort of 119 with support sitting down about around 102. So or lower, but yeah, 102 is probably where is the sort of fair place for it to go and retest, which would be just the old, really old trend that's coming through there. So that's, yeah, I still think Bitcoin's got something up its sleeve. So what's going on there? That's a huge volume bar. Okay. So Sol opened up, good spot actually. So it's opened up on top of the old, yeah, that's the previous daily trend. So it's opened up on top of the previous daily trend. So that whole move was really just a retest move, and then it's bounced straight off that. You can see it touches it to the cent on the low time frame, and it looks to me like it's going to continue to try to go up. It's probably going to hit that the back side of the range trend up around 200. So it's weird. It's just another day of Sol looks like it wants to go up and Bitcoin looks like it wants to go down. This might slow it down. So we've opened underneath the interior downtrend on the 2-day, and that's got a hold level now that we have there at 200.670. So yeah, pushing up to that hold level makes sense. Only thing is, if it hits that, it may actually just, because it started from the underside of the trend, if it goes through and hits that in the 200s, chances are it pulls back to 190. There's a 5-day non-native trading view. So sorry, it's an exchange native 5-day support move in play up to about 202. So that sort of ties in with what you can see on TradingView here, where it might actually go up and hit 200. It may even just come up a little bit into that candle if it wants to touch that 202 level based on the 5-day move that's happening on the exchange, and then it might roll over, come back down. And 3 days just doing its thing. It's probably going to go back up, test that trend again. That's around the 200s. What else we got going on? Okay, so the 7-day, the 7-day closed under the support trend. It's under the resistance trend, and it's got a hold level. So, and it's just hovering in the middle. So this is just inducing liquidity. So at some point it should come up here, hit the 200s, and it should reject off that trend. It could push through it. It's a bigger time frame candle, so as like these ones have done previously, because the trend was set over here on the 16th of July. So you can see these candles push up through it, but they just pull back down again. Likely this one will push up through it and come back to 191. So I think I'll still take some profits off the table once we start to hit the 200 level, 200, 201, 202, somewhere like that. And the higher time frames are just super bullish. They're just waiting to trigger some support and go up. And we got that close over the 17-day interior downtrend too, so that's really good. Yeah, that's really good. So that's kind of bound. In fact, we got the close over the old origin. The only risk I just have for this, if you're waiting for an entry, and I've said this a couple of times now, some of these things we're closing are things that can just push straight through the lower time frame stuff. So even though the lower time frame stuff might actually be pointing down, it's moves like this where you close over the top of a origin level from July of last year and over top of the interior downtrend. That can send you back to 206 to retest the upper trend straight away. without really needing to go down. So um, the thing is, because we've already tested that upper trend several times, it can really actually just send it. So yeah, it's probably more of a building a very low leverage or even a spot like a 1x position that you can increase the leverage on, which is hard to do on dexes, but if you've got access to a CX, then you should be considering doing that and just swing trading the moves. And beautiful close on the 34D. So again, we opened over the origin level. So that's got, yeah, you can see this is the trend back here, and it was set in March of 24, and you can see the times that we've actually punched through this thing. It just picks up speed and goes. So we're in that same area. So it's looking pretty awesome, and closed above trend on the 119. So, and it's just building liquidity. So it's just in the middle, hasn't come back to retest, hasn't gone forward to target. So yep. So pretty much BTC looks like it wants a pullback. It's probably going to happen, but it's got to potentially hit something slightly higher up first before that can happen. And Sol just looks like it wants to go, but the only thing that really stop it would be if BTC does pull back. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Nice close, and yeah, hope you're all having a good time. Cheers, bye. Oh, hey, and let me know in the comments if the microphone is better.